And the results, I should see something like this, okay, that I kind of already started to show you a little bit. But I'll just keep walking you through this. So this thing, Orbital Plot, this is a custom set of codes that I'm going to supply to you in the exercise prompt. And you can just copy paste it right in there. But if you kind of follow along with this, this is just helping you make a custom graph called an orbital plot. Where it wants, so the orbitals, that command is looking for an equation. So the wave function of the orbitals. This threshold command, so that's it only plots a threshold value of psi. We're not gonna view all values of psi simultaneously. We're just looking at some threshold value, and I've supplied threshold values for you that I think work well. This little thing right here gives us the range for the x and y scale, so you can see the way that works, right? X from negative range to positive range, y from negative range to positive range. The opacity is going to make our orbital slightly transparent. And then color 1 and color 2 gives us the color of the, I think it's the positive region, anywhere where the wave function has got positive values, and anywhere where the wave function has got negative values. And so here is a slice of px and py, right? So you can see where I'm just plotting psi px and psi py, and I've called z equal to 0, so we can just see a slice of these things. And this makes good sense that that we get the two p lobes, and we can see the wave functions in the rightmost quadrants are taking on positive values because we're missing that z component coming out at us, okay? And then the lobes in the left bottom corner of the quadrant take on negative values. And then here is now a new custom set, a new custom plot that you can just copy paste it in. Orbital plot 3D, so this just makes a custom orbital plot. And so here we go. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Right here is my SP3 basis set, right? The psi 2s plus the psi 2px plus the psi 2py plus the psi 2pz, giving me the H1, okay? And then the H2, H3, H4, etc. So here, I indicated, let me move back through the slides a little bit. I indicated earlier, yes, that this SP3, that, technically these are all superpositions, they're linear sums, which is true. However, we can't use that in this particular model because in this particular model, we're only using a 1 electron system. We haven't put in any type of electron interactions. Okay, and so because of that approximation that I'm making, or I'm having you make for this exercise, we just will view them individually, right? So you can see now on my orbital plot 3D, this first command right here, it wants you to enter the wave functions, and you're just going to enter them as a list. And note, right, this psi SP31, that's this entire basis set, right? But that gives us one of the 4 SP3 orbital lobes, okay? And so if you wanted to, you could make them slightly different colors if you got in here and customized it. You don't have to use green and red as your positive and negative values. You can make them slightly different if you want. But as you play with this here, you can really see where these are taking on negative values and where they're taking on positive values. It's kind of hard to imagine, I realize, but that's why it's cool to have these models that we can flip around and play with. And then coding in the SP2 and the SP is very straightforward. We're just going to follow that basis set. And with the SP2, you can see we get this nice, lovely planar, right? When I look, there I can see the plane that it exists in. We can see that it's got nice 120-degree angles, roughly. Okay, it should be exactly 120. I don't know why I said roughly. And then SP2, right? 180 degrees, and there we go. And what's important to note, these aren't like the exact sp3, sp2, sp shapes that you see. And that's because we're not doing a full treatment. I'm not solving this with 4 electrons, right? We're just using this approximate atomic orbital combination to make these hybrid orbitals, okay? So that should work out great for you for part 1. And that's it for part 1, is just being able to get these orbitals created. Okay, folks, next set of videos will be on molecular orbital theory. Okay, hasta luego.